I've been forced to cooperate with a ding dong. Nothing more unpleasant than being forced to cooperate with a guy that is in a delusional state where he believes that he is a cut above the rest, a perfection of human evolution. Now, this guy is the worst. Well, I guess he's probably not the worst. That's an exaggeration. It's just that I am forced to cooperate with him because, well, my livelihood is on the line, and if I don't cooperate with him, it means I don't have my livelihood. Now, let me explain delusional confidence. It is when a person believes that they are the best. They have it on lockdown. They think they are smart. No one is smarter than them. And despite being wronged, multiple times, multiple occasions, a person still managed to trick themselves to thinking that they are the smartest and the bestest. I can get the whole idea that, oh yes, everyone makes mistakes. Yes, everyone makes mistakes. However, people need to acknowledge that they made a mistake, and then they learn from that mistake. All right, I can get I wouldn't mind if a person is super confident and super cocky as long as he gets things done. Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's cool. Kind of like the best baseball player, for example, or let's say the best soccer ball player, right? Messi. If he's cocky, like, I'm fine with it because that guy is the best. He's the best support player, best carry player, and yeah, I get it. You're the best. You could be as cocky as you want, but this guy, he is horrible at everything he does. We needed to do a health checkup at a hospital, and this for our work. We need a health checkup at a hospital, and this guy, instead of bringing his original ID, he gives the doctor a copy on a piece of paper of his ID. Like, oh yeah, you can see all my information on this. No, they need your real ID. They need to know that it is not Photoshop. They need a real ID. But then for some reason, he thinks it's a great idea to go to a government establishment with his non-legitimate identification. And then there was another time where he broke the sink because like the sink was a little wonky. It's a little clog. But then he said, we don't need a plumber. I can fix it. He did something and got the water trapped in the wall and did little south of $10,000 worth of damage inside the walls, and he doesn't have to pay for it, so I guess he doesn't learn his lesson. Like, I feel like if he had paid for the damage he's done, he would be more aware of the mistakes that he made. But no, so far everyone is liable. Everyone else but him is liable for his mistakes, and it is just a terrible nightmare. And this guy is not only is he a delusional confidence guy, but he's also an asshole. Like, just raw dog asshole. Like the rawest of the raw anus gland. And he calls a shot. Despite making constant bad decisions, he likes to call the shots. I cannot wrap my head around how can a person just make decisions so confidently, even though he costs everyone so much trouble. The thing is, he makes mistakes, but forgets them or ignores them, so he never adapts. That is frustrating. As a person that has to cooperate with him, that is horrifically frustrating. And he expects people to help him, but every time someone helps him, he disrespects them. Like, oh, you're stupid. I could have done this better. You're so slow. I could have done this faster. Back in my country, we have better workers than you. Like, do you want my help or not? Why, if you're so much more better, why can't you do this yourself? But you know what? We're forced to cooperate with him because people around me have good work ethics, and even though it's not in their job description to help this guy, this idiot, people still help because they have good work ethics. They don't want to completely forsaken someone just because they're absolutely incompetent, but that is what he deserves, is to be forsaken and just be left in the dark. But no, everybody wants to help him, especially my boss. He is the worst. He's too beta. He should just let him rot and let him know that he is making a mistake with his entire life. And it's so annoying. And it's so odd because he like this guy, he's so petty. I remember one time I just ghosted him. He is so petty. He tried to get me in trouble because I threw away a piece of trash on my desk. I didn't know what it is. It was just like some like scrunched up paper on my desk. I threw it away, and then he reported me to the boss. Like, oh yeah, my boss told me, oh, I heard you threw away something that was a really important work to this guy. I'm like, I don't know. I threw away some trash. I didn't throw away work. All I see was trash. I had to play the whole office politics bullshit just to avoid any excessive trouble. And then I didn't get in trouble, but then it was just such an ordeal that I had to spend my work time that I could have done more work to deal with this shenanigan, because this guy was so petty that he just threw a piece of trash on my desk and decided to, you know what, I'm going to report it to the boss. And then he's going to report it to HR and get this guy fired. This guy is so miserable. I cannot stand him. It's just so sad. Like, he thinks he could just make people disappear. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to set up the ultimate ploy. This will ruin him forever. This guy, he's so delusional to believe that the whole world just works around him. He only looks at things that make him feel comfortable. And when something like bother him in some way, he just assumes the worst in people. And he thinks he can make an order and we are obliged to commit to his demands. Like he is already the director of this department or so and so. But the thing is with these delusionists, they don't seem to no one humbles them. No one, like the reason why he stayed at this job is because my boss is just too beta, and I hated it. This is why you need a alpha boss. Even though like an alpha boss may be rude or challenges your dignity, at least I won't have to deal with this shit. This is worser than any asshole boss I've dealt with. I mean, well, besides the physically abusive ones that I've seen, but this is way more worse. I'd much rather deal with an alpha male, like hot shit boss than this delusionist. And one time, this is actually pretty asinine. One time we went to a food court and we all want to get we could there's all kinds of food: Korean food, Japanese food, Chinese food, American food, and we all just went to go get our own food. And then when we came back, the guy saw our food and he was pissed. He was pissed because we didn't get Chinese food. He thought, oh gosh, you guys always eat something that's not Chinese. You have to eat some Chinese food. Like what? I mean, someone got Panda Express. I mean, that's not Chinese food, but then still, like, he got Chinese food. He believes that is Chinese food, but like the fact that he thinks that he should control what we eat during lunchtime is just so delusional. Like, oh yeah, no, why you're eating Japanese food? That's bad. You should eat Chinese food. It's good. There's no explanation. He just said it's good and bad. And you know what? It's so sad because some of my peers just had to cater to him just to be nice. I don't know, maybe because he's old. They're like, next time. No. You tell him to shut up, and he's annoying, so he will know how annoying he is. But I don't know, I think there's just these people that are babying him, and as a result, he becomes one big old baby. And then he won't stop yapping for like 15 minutes about how we are not eating Chinese food because he wants to see everyone eats Chinese food. And then he just started rambling on and talking about the past, about how he took his boss's job, like at his previous job, and how he bossed his wife around the house like a maid. Yeah, that sounds really awesome. Now you're starting to sound like a misogynist. Like he has no qualms talking about like how he abused his wife in front of in a work environment. Well, this is not a work environment, it's a food court, but then like pretty much around his peers, he doesn't care. And I'm just thinking, what kind of, I don't believe his story. Like, what kind of a woman would want to settle down with a jackass like you? No way in hell. If I was a woman and he's the only man in the world, I would just jump off a cliff, plain and simple. I'll jump in the ocean and just never look up. And then recently, I've been in charge of a project, and I laid out the plans for everyone. And this guy, he just goes on and does his own thing. He tried to customize everything. He went to Microsoft Slide and he tried to learn a few things on YouTube and he did these spinny things on a presentation slide and it looked so cheesy. I just said, no, we can't do that. He was like, well, I'm going to keep this in here. I don't care. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I deleted it. And then I told him to work on something. He refused to. I told the boss. And the boss is like, all right, well, we'll see if he actually not do it. And then he didn't do it 1 week later. He didn't do what I told him to. I told my boss again. He was like, oh, well, you should help encourage him. I'm like, okay, no, I'm not talking to you because I'm trying to figure out how to work with this guy. I'm talking to you because I'm trying to get rid of this guy, get this guy off my team. I don't want him to help me in this project. And then he's like, oh, well, let me think about it. And then it's just a bunch of debacle. I hated it. I hated working with idiots that just thinks they are absolute hot shit. It's so painful as a human being. And I can get the whole idea that, you know, these people, they are gotta be the whole concept of be confident in yourself. Don't, make mistakes and learn from it. But this guy, he doesn't look back. He doesn't look forward. He just wants to act based on how he feels. And he feels stupid all the time. So he just makes the dumbest idea, like the first thing that comes to his mind. And you know what? Like, confidence is good. You know, the confidence is necessary if you want to be at a high level at everything. Athletes, NBA players, MLB players, soccer players, they need confidence in order to be skilled. Even like savants, like let's just say chess, Magnus Carlsen, like arguably probably the best chess player in the world. That guy needs confidence. If he doesn't have confidence, he won't be able to play chess. But you know what? This guy just has confidence, but he's bad at everything he does. It's fine if you're not skilled, like if you don't have natural talent like these athletes or Magnus Carlsen, the chess player. Just take the humble route with the hard work approach. You know, like, oh, I made a mistake. Oh, damn it. Well, let me just recorrect that for next time so I don't repeat it like another third time. But no, this guy just doesn't care if he makes a mistake. He will keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. And all this is happening because our boss is not putting his feet down. If he put his foot down and say, hey, stop fucking up or else you're going to get laid off, I'm pretty sure he would have corrected his behavior. But then so far, beta boss, and I guess, you know what? I think this old guy knows why he wants to keep this job. It's because our boss is beta and he's just abusing him because he's too soft. I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll get promoted and then I'll fire him. Fuck it.